Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Loners, guys. Thank you guys for coming in and checking out our page. If you haven't, please go follow or subscribe and follow our blog channel, please.
You can't say follow. Well, never mind. Yeah,
just follow along with the videos and subscribe. This is episode 138, though.
happy holidays and happy new year.
Yep.
But happy holidays first. I genuinely feel like we've done Christmas 4 times this year.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
Like it still hasn't come yet for whatever reason. So hope everyone's safe and happy.
Doing well. This year's gone by so fast. It's crazy how fast it's gone by. It is. But so today we're going to do a video called We Visited America, and this is what we hated. It's by an honest guide. Obviously, I think you guys have seen his channel before. If you haven't, I'll put the original in the description.
I thought when Brian said the title, I thought he said that this is what we ate. So I got really excited.
About food.
He's like, no, it's hated. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Most people love this place and love this spot. I actually consider it to be one of the worst spots in New York
yeah, it's
and
New
United
Times
States.
Square.
Here's a couple. I am a born and raised European, and I also run a show called The Honest Guide, so I try to be honest about things. So here are 5 places I absolutely hate in the United States of America. Please don't cancel my visa. The fabulous Las Vegas. Now, it is a place, a city that almost everyone who roams the West Coast will visit eventually. And it's also a place that we all know from the movies, from the blockbusters, from Ocean's 11, from pretty much any movie that takes place in casino. So when we visit, we're like, oh yes, let's go to a casino. And there's a shocker the minute you walk in. The one I noticed when I was 21 and I walked into a casino in Las Vegas, I was like, whoa, what's that smell? Why is everyone smoking? What the hell? I didn't see that in the movies.
Well, I will say, though, Europe has the smell of cigarette like everywhere, too.
I mean, Italy's really did.
Italy the most, I guess, yeah. Spain didn't really, huh?
I mean, not as bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you guys are chain smokers, so I don't know if you're the ones to talk. But granted, inside, it does.
Yeah, that is true.
Different.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, because my mom's family used to go to Vegas a lot for no reason, and because it's so close, like a 4-hour drive. And if you spent more than 2 seconds in a casino under the age of 21, one of the workers would come up to you and be like, "Keep walking." And yeah. And then when I turned 21, I was waiting for that to happen again, and then it didn't. I guess I just looked old.
No,
because I feel like I still get carded now, but nobody batted an eye when I was older. Okay.
Now seriously, show me a movie that portraits someone in a casino in Las Vegas where they are smoking and there's ashtrays full of ash next to them.
That is true.
I've never seen that, so that's the reality. Now look at the people around you in the casino. They don't look anything like Danny Ocean or Matt Damon or Ben Affleck. They look like the type of people that like to be in rooms without windows where it's okay to smoke, drink, and waste your money. That's the real experience, not the Ocean's 11. All right, let's get out of the casino because I'm sure the world is much better on the outside. No, it actually gets worse. Now, you've heard of the Strip. It looks amazing in the movies, right? Especially from a helicopter. But once you get down to the Strip, you realize it's not like a huge walking pedestrian zone. No, it's a freaking highway. That's what it is. And you're unable to cross it unless you walk into one.
Okay, yes. This pisses me off so much. You cannot just cross a street in a lot of intersections there. You have to go up. They have, I'm sure you could see in these videos, they have these like stairs or escalators and then these bridges. So sometimes if you want to even just go straight, you can't. You got to go to the other side, go that way, then come back. It's stupid. It makes no sense.
It is a hassle sometimes.
No sense.
Yeah.
And you will be walking a lot if you ever go to Vegas because you're not going to sit in this traffic.
So try to go when it's not super hot because it gets extremely hot there.
Don't go in the summer. It's
Yeah.
the fucking worst.
Casino, go through the hallways, get lost in that casino, then eventually you find a walkway across that 27-lane highway and you end up in another casino. So a walk that you can see from your window from a place where you're standing and you want to get over there may take like 20 minutes. Now, I'm from Europe, from a town of Prague where we can walk. So if we see something, we can usually walk directly to it. That is exactly the opposite in Las Vegas. I remember getting lost in these gigantic, enormous parking lots, garages, back doors, back entrances. We were the only people walking around from place to place. It was just...
Okay, sorry, I keep stopping. If you guys follow our vlog channel, we went to this festival concert over there. But earlier this year, and you could see our hotel from where we were leaving, and we're like, we're not spending $40 on an Uber, let's just walk there.
I was dying, by the way.
Brian had to stop like 3 times because he was dehydrated. It was like a whole mess, and I'm like, I felt like we were in a desert and you see an illusion and you think you're getting closer and you're not. That's how it felt, because you can't just walk directly to it. It makes no fucking sense.
It's just weird. Sorry for the hate, Las Vegas. Let me say something positive, and that is we're moving on to the next place.
Damn, he really hated it.
I've only been once, but let me tell you the story. So there I am, and I figure out that it's not just one park, it's multiple parks. And I'm there for a day, so I ask when I'm buying the tickets, hey, is it possible to visit all the parks in one day? The lady says, of course, you can visit all the parks, you just need to buy the proper ticket. That will cost you $250. I'm like, all right, that's a lot of money, but if I am able to visit all the parks, let's do it. It was during Christmas time, 2011, and I figured, hey, it's Christmas.
Absolutely
I guess people will be home, right, with their families. Nobody's gonna go to amusement parks. Boy, that was a mistake. First of all, when it's Christmas time, people do go to amusement parks. I mean, like all of them.
More people.
Second fact, you cannot visit all the parks and actually enjoy them in one day. That was a very, very bad move on my side. So for $250 times 2, I had a girlfriend back then, I spent the entire day only using the monorail, taking the path between the different parks and standing and waiting in lines. It was a horror show. As you can tell from the pictures I took back during that day, I was not a happy.
He looks...
By the way, when you enter Disney World, it says by the entrance, happiest place on earth, which is a lie, because if you Google happiest place on earth, you will find Finland.
Tibet. Oh,
so if you're a family of 4, you live somewhere in the United States and you want to have a really great experience and save a lot of money, don't go to Disney World, go to Finland. If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to avoid some streets. Once again, San Francisco is portraited.
I'm not gonna lie, he's one of the only foreign travel pages that's being really honest about stuff.
That's why he's called Honest Guide, babe.
I know, sorry, that was no pun intended, but he really is showing like how it is. Because
San Francisco, yeah.
A lot of like travel channel things don't show this shit.
A lot of people who live here are completely like in the dark about some of these places,
or they know it but they ignore it,
but nobody talks about it.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what just doesn't make sense, because like just because they have a big ass bridge, an iconic bridge, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
in my opinion,
the buildings of San Francisco, and like it feels like it should be so cool,
full house,
but then when you're there, it's like it's a mess with homeless and drugs, like really, really bad. And
the streets don't make any sense. I'm sure he'll get into this.
As this amazing, beautiful city, the Golden Gate Bridge, the beautiful houses, and so on and so on. We know it as kids from TV shows, but lately, especially during my last visit, I was surprised. Some streets especially has changed to basically a camping grounds for homeless people, to the point where you're unable to walk those streets and you're, I don't want to say scared, but it's really weird. Now, I understand this issue goes deeper and it's easy to talk about it when I'm thousands of miles away, but I'm from a big city, we have homeless people, but if the homeless people would decide to build tents and block streets where we need to walk, somebody would probably solve that issue. I mean, I hope. So to me, that was a bit of a shocker on the latest visit.
I mean, this is a touchy subject because it's like, would I rather them lay on the sidewalk than a tent? No, I'd rather them have a tent.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they should. There
the
definitely
city-
is a solution to have enough housing for these people.
I need to get off TikTok, but I did see a few people post videos yesterday saying that the homeless people in San Francisco all like suddenly disappeared. And
That's
like,
wild.
well, that's kind of like nerve-wracking if you think about it. Like, where
Damn.
are they? Where did they go? Who removed them?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what's the plan?
that is weird.
Like, at least, I don't know, communicate with your community and tell them what's going on.
Yeah.
But apparently none of them like have any
Idea.
clarity on what's happening.
There
which
was
is weird.
there was a guy this guy does like all gas no brakes or something. Forget his name.
I don't know.
Andrew Callahan or something. But he was interviewing someone in San Francisco about like the homeless situation, and literally behind him there was a delivery driver that was getting an order from a restaurant, and they stole the delivery driver's car and
What?
right there and crashed
I thought you were
it.
gonna say the food. Holy shit.
No, they stole the car and crashed it.
That's so fucked.
I know, and the
Why
person
did you leave your keys in your car?
because they probably just ran inside to pick up the food.
That's a stupid move.
Yeah.
Stupid move. The amount of like influencers out here, and there's a lot that say that their cars have been stolen, and it's always because they left their keys in somewhere. Like, you have to be how and I'm not talking about the DoorDash driver or whatever you're talking about, but like, you have to be
Super
so out of
careless.
touch with money to just leave your keys in your car
And be like,
just,
fuck it.
in America, at least. I'm not talking about other countries. I don't know how it works over there, but stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And I can imagine other people visiting San Francisco picturing it from the movies or TV shows they saw,
House.
and then facing the reality, maybe a bit
Yeah.
of a shock. New York City, Times Square. Now, if you're a first-time visitor to New York City, most likely you'll end up on this square thinking that it represents New York City. It does, but I guess only on postcards. Times Square is nothing what it was like back in the days. I just recently visited with my dad, and my dad said, well, where are all the peep shows, and where's that New York City, you know? It's just Starbucks and McDonald's and stores I don't know because they're new chain stores. And on top of that, because you're not the only tourist there, all the tourists are there, it attracts a lot of scammers. So you get the fake monks from Tibet trying to build something in Chinatown, which is an utter lie. They're not from Tibet, they're not monks. You have those guys handing out the free CDs that suddenly cost $20. And last but
Damn,
not
they
least,
still do
going back
that.
to Disney, you have those characters that mingle around, and when your kid wants to take a picture with
This is just glorified Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, it looks the same.
I've
Yeah.
never been to Times Square. I mean, it looks cool, but like, I have no desire.
Instead
I'm
of
not
a
rushing.
strip, it's just a big square, but it's the same shit probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks like if Hollywood and like a part of Europe
combined.
combined.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't realize that the dad was like looking for peep shows and stuff. I mean, well, they should keep some of the like old school culture there. No,
Like the porn.
like what? No, what?
Isn't that what a peep show is?
I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's more of a I don't know what the right word is.
You're looking into a naked girl.
You know, like, okay, but I don't think they get fully nude. I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure
not
they
from
did,
that
babe.
generation. Never mind. I retract my statement. Stick to the McDonald's.
Spider-Man, suddenly 25 other characters will show up and they'll demand $10 each for that
That's
photo.
like Hollywood.
And I was also
Guys,
filming
for
an
the
interview with the people that were crossing Times Square, and I was asking them a simple question. Are you from New York City?
No.
Excuse me, are you from New York City?
No. I am not. No.
Because it's the same thing with Hollywood Boulevard. Most people that are from LA don't go to those areas because it's like you don't want to be surrounded by tourists.
I mean, we used to live and work there, so.
But yeah, I mean,
But we're not like out about.
that's what I'm saying. You're not always walking around the super touristic areas.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Okay. The one guy that was from New York City, I think, told me to fuck off. Now, if there's one worse place that I
Sounds about
probably
right.
would hate even more in New York than Times Square, it would be Times Square on New Year's. And
Oh,
I actually
fuck.
do know a person that did it, went to Times Square with, 1.5 million people
Oh
to be
my
stuck in this
God.
small place to wait for a ball to drop. And that's Hansa behind the camera. How was it, Hansa? Something you don't want to repeat. Okay, I understand that.
Why would you do that to yourself?
It was an
Oh my
experience.
God.
Okay. Times Square is changing. It used to be packed with cars. It still is, but parts of it are becoming a pedestrian zone. So that's a light at the end of the tunnel. McDonald's. Why would this guy hate McDonald's? Well, no, let me explain. I don't hate it, but if I compare it to what McDonald's looked like
The sizes.
in Europe or in our country, the Czech Republic, it was a bit of a shock for me when I was in the US and I entered McDonald's. I was like, whoa, it's kind of dirty here and it's like weird. Why is everything so old? We're used to McDonald's being new. I mean, the first McDonald's in our country opened in the 90s.
Oh, damn.
And therefore,
Yeah, so-
most of them are much newer than the ones in US. Also for us, when we were kids, that was really something to go to Mickey D's. I mean, it was expensive. We would really have to talk our dads to, getting us chicken McNuggets and buying that extra sauce because you have to pay.
I used to get. So like when I was a kid, I used to go to karate like every week, and I
Sorry.
would always get like McDonald's after or something.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, because obviously, like, I think it used to be more of a thing, but like, parents would just be like, "Oh yeah, it's McDonald's, like it's
Yeah, yeah,
fine.
nobody
Like let's just
cared.
get it for them. It's easy, it's cheap, it's fast."
I used to think that the spoon in the McFlurry was a straw. When I was a kid, I still remember my first time having a McFlurry, and I thought I was stupid. I was like, why isn't it coming up the
Why
straw?
doesn't the straw
I
work?
thought it was like a milkshake.
I could see that though. It looks like a straw.
And then I like pulled it out because I was like trying to see the other end, and I was like, we're just gonna keep this to ourselves.
Pay for it here. Unlike in US, it's like, junk food. So now we're gonna be sued by Disney and McDonald's. So it's not really I
Yeah.
hate it, it's just a disappointment from what McDonald's look like in US compared to Europe. I mean, we have McDonald's that look like this, or this, or this. Or have you seen the McDonald's in Paris? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's a tip for you.
They have
When you
reusable
visit Europe,
stuff.
Finland most likely, because it's the happiest place on earth, go to McDonald's. Absence of city centers. Now, once again, not really a thing I hate, but it's a shock. Like, if you go to any city in Europe or in our country, the Czech Republic, you name it. Hansa, give like 5 random pictures of a city center in our country. Here you go. They all have a square, there's usually a church, there's a city hall, there's people walking around, there'll be like a restaurant, a coffee place, the post office, and
That
so
is
on.
true.
You know it's the city center because it's in the center, right? But if you Google downtown LA, you get this picture. Why is it so from far away?
Our downtowns are just like financial districts and very underwhelming. Do not ever go to a downtown.
Yeah, but this is actually
In an
very
American
true.
city.
When we went to like Europe and stuff, all the places do have like little centers, hubs where you
Yeah,
can just
every
like
time
hang
we-
out, get food, like everything.
Every time we book a trip, it always tells us like how far the hotel is from the city center.
Yeah, that's so true. I
And
didn't
that's
even think
that's
about
like
that.
a marker of like just getting to like, I guess, touristy areas or like just
Yeah,
things
yeah.
you kind of want to check off your list.
Popular areas, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't have that here. It's
Huh.
really sad.
Like, why don't you show us what it looks like down there? Oh, maybe you don't want to
Guys,
share
we
that,
have lack
do
of
you?
community here.
So the absence
Yeah,
of a
that
square
is
in the
true.
middle of the city is something we don't understand. Like, if we go visit a city we've never been to, where do you start? Well, you start on the square. You go to the city hall that is opened, and
That's a
you
good
ask
point.
them. You get a map, and
It's
then you.
because it's so large here. Like, you're not gonna go to, like, you don't go to California and say, what's the city center of Southern California? California's huge.
Well, yeah.
California's
You would
bigger
say
than
what's the
some
city center of
countries.
LA, and you would say probably downtown.
And that's just one state.
City.
Okay? I'm talking about California.
Yeah.
That's just one state.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And it's bigger than a lot of countries in Europe. So it's kind of like, yeah, apples and oranges, I guess,
Yeah,
if
that's
you
true.
will.
That's
you gotta
true.
go to like a city and then be like, okay, what's the main thing to do there?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Every city has like something that's like kind of like the main attraction, but even then
Yeah.
it's not considered like a community based thing.
I get what you're saying. That's a good point.
walk your way around. So that's kind of sad in US. And on top of that, there are places like San Diego that has the old town. I was once brought there by my friends who live there, and they're like, you gotta see the old town of San Diego. So I was like, all right, so San Diego, the old town will be right in the middle, right? No, it's basically a tourist attraction on the outskirts of the town. Imagine the old town of Prague.
That is so true.
It's just like, where's the old town? Oh, so like you take exit 7. There's a huge parking lot. You get on this tourist train. Just the fact that if you Google Old Town San Diego, all the pictures you find look like a Disneyland. So every US city is either a picture of postcardish skyscrapers, or it's that one long street with different businesses on the side with gigantic parking lots. There's also that cartoon map of every European city. It looks like this. And I also just found out that there is an every American city cartoon map, and it looks like this. But that being said, being different is awesome, right? That's why we love to travel to discover new places. And I'm not expecting United States to look same as Europe, and Americans are probably not expecting Europe to look same like United States. So that's why we travel. And if you happen to travel our way into our city, which is the Prague of Czech Republic, we'll be more than happy. We run this show that is called The Honest Guide. Most of the time we spend either showing you cool venues in the city or catching scammers. So on your way to the happiest place on earth, which is not Disney World, Finland, please make a layover in Prague. We'll be more than happy to welcome you here.
That would be cool.
That was the two of us, the honest guys. Hansa behind the camera, Yannick in front of it. Bye-bye. And in the end, I'm gonna teach you a Czech word from my language, and that is how to say happiest in case you're looking for Czech Republic. And happiest is nejšťastnější. Happiest? Nejšťastnější. You don't need to know that word from any other language.
But I like that video. That's cool. I do. I liked it. It was interesting. He was very on point about the truthful things about those specific areas. Vegas is so fucking dirty. Vegas is so dirty. And you do, like, the first time I went to Vegas, I was like, oh, it must be this like fucking crazy awesome like, you know, place, because I saw like Ocean's 11.
Vegas
I saw these movies.
is somewhere you go if you have a purpose. Okay, you don't just go there to visit.
I mean,
and hang
some
out.
people do.
No, I'm giving advice
Oh,
here.
got it.
Only go if there's like a show you want to see, if there's like a reason to be there, and gambling's not a good enough reason. I'm sorry. If you're just going to like pop by and see what the hype's about, you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
But if you go and you have an actual idea of what you want to do,
It'll be better.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good spot because they do have a lot of like why does my brain not work? What is it called when the artists they don't tour? They're just kind of
Residencies.
Yeah, they have a lot of residencies there.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about an artist coming into town. Like if you like them and they're in Vegas, like you just figure out a date that's good for you and you go. There's a lot of convenience
To
aspects
Vegas
when it comes to entertainment. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, you probably want to kill yourself.
Well, yeah. San Francisco, really good point. It's been getting worse. Last time we went, we should have vlogged it, man. We went with her brother, and we were in a park, and it felt like we were in an episode of like It's Always Sunny mixed with like Twilight Zone. Like it was the weirdest things you could imagine happening. There was like a guy selling mushrooms out of a cooler. There were these guys fighting down a hill, like 10
like
of them.
rolling down.
Yeah, like fighting.
Grass hill.
It was just the weirdest
My brother
situation.
went to the restroom in the park, and there was a guy going, in the stall, and his dog was guarding him.
Like a big Doberman.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's just interesting. But
That's so funny.
I think we do need to hit Prague at some point. That'd be awesome.
We will.
Yeah, that'd be dope. And maybe we can shout out Honest Guide and he can meet up with us.
Yeah, babe. Sure.
Nah, I'm kidding.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to jump over to our vlog channel.
And subscribe.
Peace.